President Trump is expected to sign an executive order today to make the Department of War a secondary title for the Defense Department. The order is a revival of the Department of War name. It will authorize the Secretary of Defense and Department of Defense to use secondary titles such as Secretary of War and Department of War in official correspondence and other communication.
Okay, I watched the whole signing, so you guys did not have to. Basically, what happened is they used all this time to announce a press conference, made a huge spectacle, had a signing for something that has nothing, that will have no impact whatsoever. Basically, what happened was Donald Trump, Pete Hegseth, whoever thought that the Department of Defense sounded weak, didn't project fear into the enemies, right? So they're like, oh, let's rename it to the Department of War. That sounds scary. Maybe people will take us more seriously. If they didn't already took America seriously, I don't know what to say, because usually if America wanted to come in somewhere, people kind of, people listen, okay? And so this whole rename means absolutely nothing. I know the whole day the media was talking about, if he does a whole rebrand, this or that, it's going to happen. Listen, there was no way they were going to do a rebrand to begin with. If any media outlet said anything about a rebrand, they're telling you the wrong stuff. This executive order, all it does is give, Pete Hegseth and some, Department of Defense people the authority to use another title. A title, people. Words. They get to use words that they didn't get to use before. It feels like somebody watched Cobra Kai, and if you watch Cobra Kai, you know that the Cobras are all about strike first, strike hard, strike fast, and Miyagi-Do is all about defense. And basically someone's watched Cobra Kai and was like, the defense sounds lame. We want to be the ones that strike first, or at least say that we're the ones that strike first. That's basically what happened. I'm recording this at the same time it's going on, so I would love to pull up a clip of Pete Hegseth's speech, because he put a whole speech together right before Donald Trump signed the executive order. And he was talking about how this is going to allow them to do this and that and, win and strike fear and everything. And I was thinking the whole time, I'm like, they're just changing the name. Soldiers are still soldiers, and everything else is exactly the same. It's like the renaming of the Gulf of Mexico to Gulf of America now. It literally changes nothing, right? Besides, it costs people a bunch of money, because I don't know if you guys noticed, but when he renamed the Gulf of Mexico into the Gulf of America, people need to buy new maps, right? So that costs money. Like teachers or government employees, they have a map up. They have to get a new map. It costs money. And in a way, this is why they did it this way, through executive order, because if they officially wanted to change the name, they would need to go through Congress. And if they went through Congress to officially change the name, if they officially changed the name from Department of Defense to Department of War, estimates on the low end, $800 million. High end, $1 billion to change the name. There's like a lot that goes into this kind of stuff that I don't know a lot of people think about. Like if they change the name, right, from DOD to DOW. DOW also doesn't sound very good. It is very close to POW. Just throwing that out there. If they change the name, new ID cards need to get made. New uniforms, new logos, new signs, there's new stationaries. They have to go through all the documents again, because if it said Department of Defense before and now it's Department of War, there's a chance that your, I don't know, contract is not enforceable anymore, or something of that nature. Like, they need to go through and scrub a whole bunch of stuff. High end, $1 billion for the official name change. So they did it this way. They just it allows them to use the Department of War like as a secondary title. I don't get the point of any of this.